Good morning. I hope everyone had a safe, happy, healthy, and blessed Thanksgiving. Here now is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending 11/27/2020. Facebook adds more mainstream news post-election to staunch the flow of misinformation and disinformation surrounding the U.S. presidential election results. Facebook has tweaked its news feed algorithm to pull more postings than usual from Main Street news sources like the New York Times, NPR, and CNN. Is better late than never really a proper correction? Amazing that this happens now, after the election. It should have happened before the election. I'm sure we all have our own opinions on this topic, and I respect your right to that opinion even if it differs from mine. The right to freedom in this society applies equally to all its citizens in this country. Spotify hackers get hacked. Researchers found an unsecured cloud database used by hackers to store about 350,000 stolen Spotify passwords. The passwords themselves were not pulled from Spotify, but gathered from other data leaks. The hackers used credential stuffing to see if any of the leaked passwords were reused for Spotify accounts. When Spotify learned of the discovery, it prompted a password reset for all the affected users, which suddenly rendered the hackers' database of 350,000 passwords to be no longer valid. Read more on CNET. As a security precaution, change your passwords if you use Spotify. Amazon prepares to roll out Sidewalk. Sidewalk requires access to the home Wi-Fi, leading a compliant user to follow a self-governed local network to access essentially all connected devices in the home. Amazon's goal with Sidewalk is to create a special network of Echo and Ring devices that are in close proximity with each other, including the devices in neighboring homes, which will work to achieve collaborative goals like localized device finding and more. Sidewalk is turned on by default, so users who are not interested must disable the feature themselves under Account Settings in the Amazon Alexa app. This will be rolled out over the next few months. The feature, Gear believes, will be very controversial because it will create a second localized network in the user's home over which the user has very little control. Unless you have protection like Avast's Omni, which protects everything connected, including smart devices, be very careful of this feature. My recommendation would be not to allow the feature, and you'll need to turn it off manually once the feature is released. A malicious extension hijacks the Edge search function. One or more malicious browser extensions are impacting the Microsoft Edge search function so that Google searches are redirected to browser hijacker OK Search. Ars Technica reported that a Reddit discussion among Edge users effectively narrowed down the offering malware to 5 shady knockoff extensions. They are NordVPN, AdGuard VPN, TunnelBear VPN, The Great Suspender, and Floating Player Picture-in-Picture mode. Edge users with any of these extensions are advised to remove them immediately. Be careful when you get your extensions. Only download them from reputable app stores. Phishing scams pose as U.S. federal assistance. Preying on the fears and anxieties of the day, many phishing scams are pretending to offer U.S. federal assistance to American citizens suffering pandemic lockdown hardships. Bleeping Computer detailed 2 such scams this week. The first scam claims to be from a fabricated government program offering a $5,800 in-cash payments, and its goal is to harvest the user's sensitive information, including birth date, social security number, driver's license number, and address. The second scam impersonates the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, a real government organization being controlled at the state level, the email baits users to verify recent activity by clicking a link which then asks them for their username and password. Users are advised not to be fooled by this type of ruse. And that's all the security news for this week. Stay safe, stay alert, and don't become a victim of cybercrime. See you next week. Bye-bye.